Guys, welcome to another grand interesting video on your Leansimcorp channel. And in this today's video, we're going to understand about the next concept in industrial engineering. So, what we are going to do is we are going to understand history and how industrial engineering got developed in this video. Where in the last video, we have understood about the concept of industrial engineering, and this we are talking about for the chapter industrial engineering and management science. So talking about history and development of industrial engineering, okay, so what industrial engineering is today and aspires to be in future is determined by what has gone before. Okay, what has been gone before. So what's that? So industrial engineering has its roots in the industrial revolution, talking about around 1750. Okay, so it was nourished by individuals who sought to advance organization and management principles at an early date. Okay, it emerged as a separate discipline and was formalized in 19th century, late 19th and early 20th centuries, and it achieved maturity after World War II. Okay, so if you look at that the industrial engineering came into, it was emerged after in World War II as a need for separate specialized field. Industrial revolution resulted from the advent of new inventions, especially in textile industries, then the steam engine, advances in metal cutting and productions of machine tools. These led to factories with a large number of workers. So you're getting to see that the trend is that the worker count in the industries have started piling up. Okay, that means that the input resources to the system are increasing. Now let's see what happens ahead. With the growth in the size of the industries came the beginning of management and management thinking. Okay, now you see initially there were no more manpower or there was no lot of input to the system for producing something, but as the demand rised, or because of the demand rise, the input was pumped in high, and that is where the management requirement arise. Management came into establishment for managing and thinking as per the management requirements. Okay, so this is how the industrial engineering was basically about to now get formulated. Now let's say what happened next. Then what happened is the application of the scientific method of analysis, experimentation and practical demonstration had been extended to the production of the machine tools, more complicated processes and better products. Now it was being extended to man's thinking on organizations and management principles and methods. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, what is scientific management in industrial engineering? That is what we're going to understand now. The scientific management as a professional approach was yet to come in industrial engineering. Okay, waiting on the works of pioneers in the field. Okay, so step by step the management was getting raised in. Okay, after the World War, the inputs fed up. After inputs were in, a higher management came in place, and then the scientific management base was started to get developed by the pioneers working in this field. Historians of science and technology might urge as to the beginning of industrial engineering. Okay, the general beginning, which is related to the work done by F.W. Taylor, who was concerned primarily with the concepts of productivity, even though he did not refer to it in those terms. Okay, so when the work for F.W. Taylor began, all his works related to productivity improvement and enhancement were the beginning for industrial engineering field to be raised up. Prior to Taylor's work, however, there were others also whose writings refer to the concepts that ultimately became associated with industrial engineering, whose impacts on Taylor is difficult to assess, but One of the earliest of these is Adam Smith's treatise, The Wealth of the Nations, published in 1776. So this is the most earliest source we are having for industrial engineering related stuff, which is Adam Smith's treatise.